Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Breakfast with Dr. Kojo. I can't talk, but my name is Kojo Sarfo, checking in from sunny Los Angeles, California, or what I hope will be a sunny day here in Los Angeles, California. So we're going to talk about 3 things to do when you're not happy. But before we do that, I want to say I hope you all have had a fantastic weekend. I hope your football team won. If you're Raiders fan, I'm sorry. If you're Chiefs fan, I'm sorry. But go ahead and use the comment section to let me know what your name is and where you're checking in from. Drink my little milk in the morning. Keep my towel because I know it gets messy a little bit. All right. Morning, Helen. How you doing? All right. Martine from the Philippines. Martine, what's going on? Maddie, Australia. Okay. How you doing, Maddie? Maddie, we'll elaborate on that in just a second. Cassie from Fort Worth. Okay. I got family out there around Dallas as well. Iveth. That's just a dope name. Okay, Iveth. Antoinette. We got Isabel from the Philippines. Rodney from Kentucky. Cassie from South Carolina. Mary from Maryland. Jess from Pennsylvania. Sarah, Alabama. Kyra, Ohio. Robin, Virginia. Chloe from England. Okay, this is cool. Chloe, what's up? We have people from all over the world. Okay, so let's get started. 3 things to do when you're not happy, okay? And keep in mind, this is different from depression. You know, I want to respect the beast that is clinical depression. So this is not 3 things to do when you're depressed. We can have a live for that later. You know, maybe even tonight. 3 things to do, or tomorrow night, or whenever I get back on live. But this is 3 things to do when you're not happy, because clinical depression is a bit different. And sometimes, most times with clinical depression, the faster you can get to see a professional like me or somebody else, the better. Here are 3 things to do when you're not happy in general. Okay. And number 1, when you're not happy, right? Whatever's going on in life, you just feel like you're not happy. This is the first thing that I'm recommending that you do. And follow me on this, right? And A. Nicole says, I'm being treated with clinical depression as we speak. A. Nicole, thank you for sharing. And keep going. You know, depression is very difficult. And like I said, with clinical depression, sometimes there's no way around getting professional help, you know. So thank you for sharing. And we're going to be rooting for you out here in this community. So the first thing to do when you're not happy is to count your blessings, right? And why should we count our blessings? You know, and it doesn't have much to do with anything religious, right? And I know it's a theme in Christianity to count your blessings, and I'm sure it might be that way with other religions, but this is more so to allow you to be grateful, but even more importantly, allow you to be present, right? If you're going through a hard time, you know, whether it's depression or whether you're just not happy, your thinking patterns are going to be negative, right? So as you go out into the world, and just as people are around you, and as they feel your energy, you're gonna have that melancholic feel where you're like, "Ah, man, like everything is, yeah, like that's the type of affect you have when you're not happy, right? Things aren't going your way, because sometimes you just don't have a lot of reason to be happy. You know, if you've been taking L's after L's after L's, and things keep happening to you, you lose your job, you're losing money. There's not a lot of reason to be happy, right? But if you sit down there and you pause it and you're like, you know what, I'm grateful for, right? You just take a pen and paper. I'm grateful for, and just put like a line. You can fill it in. You start to talk about, okay, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for a car. I'm grateful for friends that can give me a ride if I don't have gas money. I'm grateful for whatever the case is. When you do that, a funny thing happens. You actually become present, you know, because you can't be living in the future. You can't be anxious if you're counting your blessings. You can't be depressed, and well, you could, but momentarily it'll be difficult to be upset because you're not living in the past. You're thinking about right now, like, oh, I have this right now and I'm grateful for it. So just counting your blessings is a simple thing you can do to make you feel a little bit better, a little bit better. And it's a good start, right? You're not gonna, what's the phrase? Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't start to feel better in a day, right? You might wake up next day and feel better, but things take time. Unfortunately, if I could choose, I would allow people to switch moves like that. Like I feel bad, I wish there was a pill we could take that we could just feel better the same day. And of course, antidepressants are great. Takes a couple of weeks to work sometimes, but I could just snap my finger and people could feel better, right? It put me out of a job, professionally, but I'd still do that. Robin, gratitude journal. One element of my depression treatment here in the DMV helps us focus in the now. Oh, so let's go ahead and give Robin the first love of the show. And this is the first love of the show for the week. So, Robin, you're getting the first love of the show right now. So, Robin is sharing her experience here, and thank you for sharing first and foremost. I think it helps people to see that other people are talking about, maybe my depression or what is being done to take care of it, right? So when you focus on the now, it's bringing you back from like the regret, the shame, the negative thought patterns that sometimes you experience with depression. Sandra says we do have a lot of things to be grateful for. We do. And look. In fact, let's go ahead and do the exercise right now. Everybody in the chat, write down. There's two things you're grateful for. Two things you're grateful for. I'm going to write that right now myself. I'm going to challenge myself. I'm grateful. And this is what I chose to put down for today. All right. So I'm grateful for my family and my online community, you all. And number two, I'm grateful for my gym friends. And I said my gym friends because they help to keep me accountable. We talk a lot about external accountability here, and that helps you get things done, helps you stay on track. So yeah, a gratitude attracts more blessings. Dorothy, I agree with that. Allison is grateful for her kids and her family. Danielle is grateful for her children and her job. Helen, grateful for family that has in blood. That's a big one, Helen. Amy is grateful for having a job and a husband that supports me. That's amazing. Isabel is grateful for waking up this morning. I like that as well. Grateful for a roof over my head and my grandchildren. That's amazing. Grateful for my family, my health and my family at home, family a second chance at life. Nick, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Your son, your home, your family being able to wake up every day. My family, fall weather, my people in my home. Having that one person or having that one friend or person who knows what you're going through and they can help remind you of things that you have to be grateful for. Yeah. Sandra, I like that. I like that. Let me go back and see. I think there's a couple of comments I wanted to get to. And Maddie says for me it's still night, 11:26 p.m. So I keep forgetting that people all over the world watched it. Like somebody said they're here from England. I'm like, okay, all right. Maybe it isn't breakfast for everybody. So for you, this might be the late night show for you. But I'm happy for your attention. Kirk, love your videos. Good morning from Virginia. You've helped me a lot with depression, ADD, bipolar, helped me understand my grandma more. Love what you're doing and how it affects me. Hey Kirk, I appreciate you. Shout out to you and yeah, and give yourself credit for learning and doing your best to figure out how to understand your girl as well. So Kirk, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to educate and entertain you all here on the internet in my videos. Thank you so much. Grateful for my daughter's sobriety, my heartbeat, my family, my dog having food and shelter. Shelly, I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Right. So you see, the past 2-3 minutes when we've been doing this exercise to talk about gratitude and we're right now what we're grateful for. In that little 2 minute span, we're not thinking about our bills. We're not thinking about the fact that blah 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 is going on. For example, last night my garage door it just wouldn't open up. I couldn't get my car in the garage. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go to sleep. And then it's a temporary problem. I'll fix it later. But as I'm thinking about the things that I'm grateful for, I'm not worried about my card is. I'm just here and I'm just enjoying like this moment right now. And for me right now, this moment is Monday, September 26th, 6:30 a.m. here in California, and I'm right here on my live show with you all. So right here, right now, I'm grateful for, and I think that's an amazing thing. The second thing to do when you're not happy, let me put it in the chat. Sandra, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Sandra. I appreciate you and the whole community. Marissa is the first time making it. Hey, Marissa, hey, let me give you a love of the show because you first time on my live. Yeah, I appreciate it. Ooh, my voice cracked. I'm sorry, y'all didn't hear that. All right, number two, when you're not happy, the second thing to do is just to switch things up. You know, and this helps to break you away from the monotony of things. Because if you're not happy and or depressed, or you just don't, you're in a funk, right? The likelihood to go for the low hanging fruit is there. Like you do things that you can get done that don't take a lot of effort, because now your mood is just thrown off. You just don't have the energy to be like, excited about anything. So you have to switch things up, and your question to me might be, what should I switch up? Switch something. I don't know, something. If you take, the 405 or I-20, wherever you're at to get to work, take the scenic route. If you normally show up to work, like on time or late, show up super early. If you haven't done something for yourself in a while, drive to the next city over, go to the picnic, do a picnic there, or just do something simple. You have to spend money, do something to celebrate yourself, just something to break you away from like the everyday, like, I wake up, I go to work. How come yeah. I wake up, I go to work, switch something up. I don't care what, just something like, if you uh change your phone screensaver to your iPhone, like do that. You know, call somebody you haven't talked to in a long time. Say, hey, I love you. Go to a sports game. Do something. Just switch things up, right? Just switch things up. It's gonna allow you just to try something else, because a lot of times, especially with depression, you realize that, damn, I've been in my house for 2 weeks. I haven't talked to anybody for a while. Like I'm just like solo dolo until like a friend checks upon you, like, oh, where have you been? I'm like, oh, I don't know, it's been that long since I've not been anywhere, right? So just switching things up, right? Whatever it is for you, just switching things up. Sarah says, you're right. Doing the same thing will make the funky feeling stay longer. Change, yeah. Change atmosphere, music, way to work, restaurant, different is exciting sometimes, and it helps your mood. Yeah, that's a love and shit right there. No, for sure. Just switch something up. Even something as benign as music. Like I normally listen to like, rap, hip hop, R&B. But sometimes I might get homesick. I miss my people back in the South. I'm gonna say, okay, today I'm only gonna listen to country music or something. I don't know. Just switch it up. Let's switch it up. Right. And Allison, thank you for coming on the live. I appreciate you. Samantha says, I normally take my kids to the park after my morning run, and when I switch the park up, I love seeing their faces. Makes my heart happy. Right. And Samantha, you see what you just did there for your kids is it's similar to what comedians do, right? Like in comedy, the joke doesn't work unless you have the element of surprise. So the comedian's taking you all over the place, and then they go left field out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, that was cool. So same thing, what you're doing right here with your kids. Like, oh, mama's taking us to the park, and then now mama's taking us to here. That's the type of stuff that they're gonna remember, because that's what I remember from my parents. Like whenever we would do like different things. So you get a love of the show for this right here. Jarek, I appreciate you. Jarek, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'm grateful for waking up every day. I like that. Instead of saying I have to go to work, I get to go to work. Sandra, yeah, the things you say matter, right? And this is what the benefit would be from like a therapy, right? If you go to CB, with therapists and they're doing CBT and they're helping you change your thoughts. They're helping you see things differently instead of you being like, "Oh man, I gotta go to work." It's like, "Oh yeah, I get to go to work. I get to go work for this company, and then every 2 weeks they're gonna pay me, and with that money, I'm gonna be able to take care of my family." You know. And Cheyenne says, "I gotta get over." Hey Cheyenne, these lives are gonna stay after the fact, so I appreciate you. Um, and Cynthia says some repetition. Yeah, I agree, Cynthia. I'm grateful for the love laundry I'm getting done. Oh, that love laundry you're getting done before work is gonna make you feel a lot better when you come home and things have like been done. You know, Frank, I appreciate you, my guy. Anytime, man. I appreciate you and your attention. All right, let me see what the comments are. Yeah, Patty, the things you say to yourself is so important. I have a couple of video ideas for that, but the way you speak to yourself is very important. Uh, Kelly's saying advice on RZ. Once again, the way you speak to yourself is important. You know, don't judge yourself, even if you tend to get, you tend to judge yourself, more, or if rejection feels very, very difficult for you. A lot of a human being, and you have to feel. Maybe you might say you're feeling too much, but give yourself space to feel what you have to feel at the moment. And understand that what you say to yourself is important. That's why I gotta go back to Patty's comment, right? And let me, Brett. Finally, I was waiting for somebody to make a comment about the Titans. Now I can talk about the Titans. We won a game yesterday, and y'all might not be football fans, but I'm grateful for a team that we won a game because I was stressed. I was gonna pull the little hair that I have out. I'm like, oh Lord, we cannot lose to the Raiders. We cannot go 0-3. So I never get much time when people are alive. Chris, I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. Thank you for your attention, and I'm gonna keep posting these videos for you all. Kathy, I appreciate you. I get to wake up and be able. Kathy, you're doing it. You're doing it. You're getting through it. You're getting through it. And I wanted to click on somebody's. Dang, I can't find the comment. Somebody had said something about they had lost their brother-in-law. The comment just left me. But just real quick, I want to say that with grief is weird, and I don't understand grief fully, and I know that, like, I was looking at some article, they were talking about prolonged grief disorder and how we're looking at grief for the DSM-5. I don't care about any of all that. Yes, I'm gonna learn what grief is like in the DSM-5, but like I'm talking about like really understanding grief. I don't understand it. It's a very weird thing, because it's not like linear. Like you feel good and you're okay, and all of a sudden you get super sad again, and it's all over the place. So for that person who left that comment, pace yourself. Once again, like we were saying up top, the way you speak to yourself matters. You have to give yourself a safe space. There's nothing wrong with missing somebody. And sometimes that pain lets us know that, oh, we really did love this person that much, right? So do not judge yourself. And your best is good enough. I wish I could catch that comment, but it escaped me. All right, the third thing to do when you feel like you're not happy. Number 3, Tyler says thank you. Anytime, my guy. I think that was you. It was your comment, Tyler. Anytime, keep going. The third thing to do is to make Ari, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Ari. You all wish her happy birthday in the chat. The third thing to do is to make things simple once again, right? Sometimes we like to complicate things and we don't even know it. How can we do whatever we're doing now in the simplest way possible, right? And this could be very difficult because a lot of times you're like you're just on the move. You have a hard time just sitting down and saying, okay, I might just be like overextending myself in like all these different ways. How can I make things simple once again? Like going back to like step 1, like what's the simplest way to do all the things that I'm stressing out, right? And this is kind of like backwards because if you're not happy, or let's take somebody who's depressed, right? Which it makes it easy for us to get this example off the ground. It's gonna be hard to do anything. So if you're depressed, sometimes it might be hard to take a shower, might be hard to brush your teeth, might be hard to take the dog for a walk, right? So it might be hard to make things simple, right? But If you're depressed or if you feel like your mood's low, you know, uh, the facts are the facts. You just may not have the energy to do a lot of things, right? So you have to rely on your environment, making things simple once again. If you struggle to take showers, right, for whatever reason, and the process of you taking a shower takes a long time. Maybe keep a towel nearby. Keep a towel nearby. Like I have a towel right now because I'm drinking this little uh, chocolate milk. I'm wiping my mouth afterwards, right? Right. But you can keep a towel nearby if it helps you take a shower. Yeah, I got things in my mouth. You can keep you know, for people with ADHD, sometimes if you don't see a certain thing, like if you plan to take care of this letter, right? You have ADHD and you feel like you misplace things, put it right next to your desk. So that way when or make the to-do list the day before and put all your stuff in one area. So when you come back to your desk, you can do it all. Because with ADHD, it takes a long time to get things started. So you cut it down, you make the process simple. So let me put everything I need for my workday. In fact, I do this like literally. I got my iPad here. I got chargers here. I got headphones for music. I got everything I need, right? So I know that when I start my day, because it takes me forever to start things with ADHD, it's right there for me. It's right there. So it's simple. Boom. It's right there. It's right there. And I think that can be very helpful for a lot of people. If you struggle with depression and maybe you forget to take your medications, right? And what do we know about meds? If we forget to take them, they don't work, right? So maybe you can put your meds right next to your bed. I actually got this idea from somebody on live. You can put the meds right next to your bed and put the water right there as well. So you wake up in the morning, and just go ahead, take the meds, take the water, boom. Otherwise you might have to get up out of bed, and that can take a lot of effort, right? If you're depressed and you get up out of bed, you gotta give yourself some credit, right? And then you go into like your book bag or you go into the drawer to get medications. That can take you a long time. So if we can simplify things, it can make it easier for us. It can make it easier for us, right? And let me see what Karen say. It's offering non-criticizing suggestions. Oh yeah, for sure. He put me in the creative humor way was appropriate ever since to goal of yours. So Karen, I feel like in a second life of mine, I've always been a comedian. Like growing up, like girls I was dating would always be like, "Oh, you think you're funny, huh?" And sometimes I would try and joke my way out of, like when I'd be in trouble, even with my parents. So I'm a big fan of humor. You convinced me that PB tools to set the eggs to move. Okay, okay. It's funny because I'm having eggs this morning. Patty says having water next to your bed is also great because yeah. And I might start keeping water like next to my bed. Like I might, like the advice I'm giving you, I'm like, I might want to take this myself. This is solid advice. This is solid advice. Cecily says, takes the med reminder. Right. Look, Cecily, it's hard to take meds every day. And I realized this when I was, working back in forensic psych in Virginia at the state hospital. And I'm like, do I really expect this person to take take this medication for the rest of their lives? And obviously, like yes, like or at least until we decide that they're not going to take it anymore. But sometimes we get so, you know, I know I do it, so I can't speak to other providers, but we get so like caught in the motion of, okay, this person, you have this, okay, all right. So here's the instructions. You're gonna take Lamictal 25 milligrams, and then you're gonna increase by 25, and then you can get to 50, and you get to 100. You take it every morning, boom, 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 and you just set them, and you go, along your day. And sometimes you have to realize, dang, like that's a person who they have to follow those instructions. They have to take the medication every single day, and it's hard to be consistent, right? So whatever additional tools you can give them to simplify it can be helpful. So if they have their meds by the by the bed and they have water, then they can get their medications in, right? So you have to think about how we can make things simple, right? I use a pill organizer. Ooh, ooh. Love the show. If you struggle with organization, you can be taking some notes. A pill organizer next to my coffee maker because no matter what I need my coffee. In fact, wait, hold up. That's a double love of the show. That's a double love of the show because you know why? So for Patricia, she's gonna have her coffee regardless. So whether Patricia's football team loses or whether she's in the depressive, she's gonna have her coffee, right? So I like the fact that she tied the the pills, right? The meds you have to take to the coffee maker because every morning you're gonna go to the coffee maker, So this is fantastic. If I were somebody who I do lose my wallet a lot. If you're very forgetful, put the stuff that you have to have next to something that you're always gonna go to, like the coffee. So this is a brilliant idea. I hope people are paying attention. And I'm even thinking to myself, I'm not a big coffee drinker, but just having something that I do every morning to where I can go to a location to get my things, I think it can make it easier for me. So I like that. Alina, yeah, keep going, everyone. Yeah, that's all we gotta do. We just have to keep going. Like, if we could just keep going, we'll be all right. Um, and how to battle with depression. So I don't know if I've made a live about this, but we're gonna have more lives about this. There's many types of depression, like seasonal depression or postpartum depression. We'll talk about all of it. I promise you, we'll talk about all of it. We have enough shows where we can talk about all of it. Brenda says same. I gotta have my coffee. Okay, so I mean, people are really attached to their coffee. I'm not a big coffee drinker because it gives me the bubble guts, and I hate to be at work and I'm looking for a restroom to, to go do what I gotta do. All right, okay. I'm gonna put in the three things to do when you're not happy here, so we can recap. And then somebody drop the magic word in the chat. This, if y'all know the magic word, can somebody drop it? Y'all may know it or you may not know it. But either way, somebody drop the magic word in the chat. I'm just gonna leave these up here. This is like a recap for the people who just came in. Number one, count your blessings. Number two, switch things up. Number three, make things simple again. Please do a live on depression. Yes, the answer is yes. I will definitely do that. I've done it before. I just remember when, but I feel like I've done it before. But yeah, it's time to do it again because we are going to the colder months. So we're hitting that seasonal depression stage where, yeah, and that'll give me a chance to talk about all the different types of depressions or the ones I can think of, right? Bipolar depression, postpartum depression. Sometimes unless I talk about one thing, the others won't come to mind. I'm like, okay, maybe I should talk about these three things all in one live and then just make it make sense. The magic word is not water. The magic word is not water. It's close. It's close. It's close. There we go. Gunslinger. There we go. The magic word is cheers. And I saw a couple comments I'll get to in a second, but let's go ahead and take a break. The magic word is cheers. It gives us a chance to just drink water because it's something that we might forget to do. I know I do. So it's good to start our day off or end a day if it's the late night show with some hydration so we can, feel good. See how much better you feel after you get that water in? Cheers, 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 cheers. Can you do a show to explain how mood stabilizers help with depression? I just don't understand. So Denise, yes, I will. I'll probably tie this in to a show where we talk about depression, and then I'll just make sure to talk about all these different things. But real quick, while I have it, let me talk about it so I don't forget. Is that my alarm going off? Oh, that was my alarm going off. All right, but mood stabilizers help with depression. So mood stabilizers help with bipolar disorder, right? And you may have bipolar depression as a part of that. But real quick, when I read your comment right here, the first thing that came to mind is a mood stabilizer called lithium, which is one of the best that we have according to the evidence. But one reason why I like lithium a lot, and I have a video coming out about this. Now I don't talk about medications a lot because I don't want to. I want to talk about things that people can do at home and leave the meds for like their providers. But one thing about lithium that's helpful is that it helps to reduce suicidality. There's only two medications in psychiatry that help to reduce suicidality. Lithium is one of them, and I'm gonna give you all a chance to guess the second one, so you all can guess away. But lithium is one medication that reduces suicidality, and there's another one. Of course, antidepressants help to make you feel less depressed, but there's another medication which is an antipsychotic that helps to reduce suicidality. But that's one way that a mood stabilizer can help with depression and suicidal thoughts. Denise, good question. Good question. Good question. Thank you for asking that one. All right. Michael, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. You felt attacked. Now you understand yourself better. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Giadon, close, close, close. Not Giadon though. Giadon is it's a good medication. Ziprasidone, but not quite Giadon. Depakote. I like Depakote as well, but it's not Depakote. I'll go ahead and let y'all know. It's Clozaril, right? It's Clozaril, which is a antipsychotic. Very helpful, but you have to do a lot of like lab testing and there's some side effects. But Clozaril and lithium are two medications that help to reduce suicidality. So that's one way that you can use Clozaril as a mood stabilizer, I guess. But that's one way that lithium as a mood stabilizer can help out with depression. So I think it's good that we talk about that. A very helpful medication. There are some side effects, with lithium, and make sure that you have like good kidney function and stuff like that. But yeah. And Justin says, yeah. Let me see. I think it's spelled like this: clozapine. I think, but I'm not like a. I got second B and I got a second place in the spelling bee. So like I'm not like a super good speller. Uh, yeah. So clozapine, yeah, that's how you spell it. Cool. Yeah, I got second place in the fifth grade spelling bee, so I'm still working on my spelling skills. Yeah, there you go, there you go. Oh boy, okay, all right, we're 30. Okay, shoot. All right, make you think I gotta head to the gym. All right, I gotta head to the gym, get my day started, and get to some emails. All right. All right. This was super awesome. This is super awesome. I will be back. I might do a bonus show tonight, but for sure, for sure, most definitely. Next show is Tuesday night, the late night show, Dr. Kojo. And we have one Thursday night. But I might do a bonus show because we may have a special guest coming on to help me talk about LGBTQ plus mental health. And I'm excited for that live. I'm not gonna spoil too much. So until next time, you all have a fantastic morning. Let's have a great day. If you're in England or you're somewhere else where it's nighttime, I hope you've had a fantastic Monday. And I'll see you all soon. Peace. Take care.